Bryson DeChambeau conquers Pinehurst, 6 under par. Rory McIlroy in a painful meltdown. All right, so let me give you, and I only bring this up just to be like, I still couldn't believe it and I knew it. I knew how it turned out. I played golf with my dad yesterday for Father's Day, and I was following just the score updates. I wasn't watching or anything, and I had a DVR at home, and I'm like, yeah, if something crazy happens, I'll go back home and, catch up on DVR and see what happened, right? See how it finished. And then I start seeing, Rory, another birdie. Rory, another birdie. And I'm like, holy crap, McIlroy is tearing apart the back nine.
He was crushing it.
He was. And I'm like, God, Rory McIlroy is finally going to get that next major. Decade of major losses, so many close calls for Rory. He's finally going to get it. And then I say bogey, bogey, par, bogey. And I'm like, holy crap, he melted down. So I go back home and watch it on DVR. And I'm like, I don't know how he does this. Like he's 3 feet from the hole. I'm like, there's no way he's going to miss this putt.
It's one thing if he catches a bad break and lands at a bunker, hits a bad tee shot, which he did on 18. It was weird because Bryson and Roy basically had the same sequence on 18.
They did, yeah. Both left in the waist area.
On 16 he misses one inside of 5, and then on 18, just so painful. And can you tell me somebody that has been so dominant for basically a decade without winning a championship?
No, it's hard to think of that.
Right now, where is he world rankings?
Official world rankings, I would guess Rory.
Top 5, right?
I guess he's second behind Scotty Scheffler. If you'll give me 2 seconds, I'll give you the official world golf rankings as we speak. He is second behind Scotty Scheffler. Xander Schauffele is third.
That's hard to be a top 5 guy for a decade and not win one of these.
Yeah, and now obviously the LIV players aren't involved in this because I would say DeChambeau is going to be pretty high in this
Probably,
too.
Which I thought was really interesting. I heard him referenced as LIV Golf League captain, Bryson DeChambeau. I'm sure the PGA Tour loves that.
Oh, yeah.
I know there was, the link to Payne Stewart, and he played at SMU, and, he always wore the Payne Stewart hat and the knickers for a little bit. But do you think there was some relief for Bryson also because of the LIV PGA?
Maybe so. Split? I don't know. There was some underground drama in this yesterday. If you don't follow golf at all, like if you were just, I'm at home on Father's Day, what's going on TV, and you turn it on. The under the surface drama a little bit that I don't know how much they talked about because I didn't watch any of the front 9. I just shuttled through the back 9 and watched to see how Rory actually melted down. 2 things. Number one, you had the LIV PGA. Rory has been the face of the PGA Tour until recently and has been very outspoken against the LIV. And then you got Bryson, who's, was one of the pelts that the LIV got early, right? So you had that drama. And then Rory McIlroy and Patrick Cantlay do not like one another. And they were paired together in the final round. So for Rory, there was a lot going on right there. And then, coming off his divorce got called off. We're back together. Just a lot around Rory there.
Yeah, and for him,
the meltdown.
And I was going to say, for him to be able to keep it together really until 16. But, man, the magnified pressure on that.
Yeah.
You hate it for Rory if you are a Rory fan.
Yeah, and a lot of people are. He's probably the most popular golfer in the world.
I'm completely indifferent to him. I hated to see him miss that putt. Much like Bryson, I think you and I kind of agree. He's had this image makeover.
There's no doubt he has.
And Bryson was a hard guy to like the last time he won one of these in 2020. And it's pretty amazing, just the physical makeover, where he went from such a bulked up guy and winning a championship and struggling a little bit and then coming back and winning one with a different body altogether.
Is Scott, are you suggesting a landmine there? That is a yes. Scott is suggesting a landmine.
Oh, it absolutely happened.
Yeah. So at what point? So 4:21 was when Dunaway sent that.
Oh, wow. That was about an hour before.
Yeah, Rory is probably on about 14 or 15 at that time. So for those that can't see it, Dunaway tweets, I hope Rory is filling the U.S. Open crowd right now. I believe the cheers are louder because of his defense against LIV. # U.S. Open. Poor Rory.
Boy.
Never saw it coming.
Roy did not need that.
Bogey 3 of the last 4.
Yeah, I don't know how he lost that because I'm with you,
I really
man.
don't.
The way he was playing early on.
Lance, I knew he lost it, and I knew he had bogey 3 of the last 4, and I go back and I watch it, and I'm like, how does he miss this putt? And then it's on 18, and I'm like, did I miss a shot on 18? This is a kick-in.
Well,
this is a kick-in for par.
I will say for both Bryson and Rory, and even Finau and Cantlay, those guys, they played incredible golf this week because if you've got a guy in Bryson that wins this thing at 6 under, And then you look on the back end of guys that made the cut. Some of the scoring down there.
Oh, terrible.
You had a guy at 20 over, 18 over, 17 over, two guys at 16 over. I mean, the numbers were terrible on this course.
Yeah, I know. It's a very, very difficult course.
But it's more exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Like it?
Well, you get to...
It's not one of my favorites.
Well, you get to 16, though, and you're like, damn, anything could happen.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. There's no coasting home.
Yeah, double bogeys are not out of the question.
No. There is no coasting home by any stretch of the imagination. And you'll talk about the meltdown, but what should not be forgotten was the shot Bryson hit there on 18 out of the bunker. That, on a Thursday on a regular PGA Tour, that is a crazy hard shot. With the U.S. Open pressure on you, and that's an incredible shot.
Yeah, 55 yards, came, 4 feet within the pin?
Hardest shot in golf, the long bunker shot. Yeah. Even for pros. I mean, like a tour pro would tell you that.
You could tell, though, that Bryson knew at that point he had won.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. He's like, I ain't missing that putt after I had a shot like that. Now, had he seen, I guess he stood there and watched Rory miss his. So that was the funny thing, though, is like Rory misses that putt, and you're like, well, Bryson's got this. And the next thing is they cut to Bryson, and he's leaned under a branch just trying to swing. You're like, well, maybe he doesn't have it.
Yeah, and so was it a magnolia? I don't know.
Yeah, it looked like a magnolia, yeah.
But when the club was coming back, it took him a long time to actually hit the shot because there were so many different things. He was dealing with that root.
Oh, yeah, with the everything. Yeah, all the above. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
But you can't hit the root, right?
If you hit the root, you're going to screw your arm up.
You're going to break a wrist.
Yeah.
But in your backswing, you can technically hit the tree.
You can, but it is going to screw you up bad. And that was what I think it was. One of the analysts made the point is like you never hit it in your practice swing, and you're like, oh, I'm okay. But then in your long swing, you're like, I got to hit this a little bit further. And then in your actual swing, you hit the tree, and then now you're all.
Smiley that made the point?
I think so. Yeah. Whoever it was, they were right about that. Like any golfer has done that. Like if your buddies make you play from out from under a limb or something like that. Oh, I'm good. And then you swing and you hit the limb, and now you're all screwed up. But very exciting finish. Bryson DeChambeau. We'll talk some more about that with Dan Wetzel because I can't think of many people that have made their image over more than he has. Like have gone for the guy everybody hated to the guy that was the crowd favorite yesterday.
So there was a guy about this time last year that was doing the exact same thing in Aaron Rodgers.
A little bit, yeah.
When he got to the Jets camp, it seemed like it was a different Aaron Rodgers, not nearly as arrogant.
There you go.
And you just wonder if they've got would you be surprised if both of them are rep by CAA and both of them have the same firm that comes in and redoes the PR altogether?
Yeah, it wouldn't blow me away at all. And it's not the dumbest thing because it only leads to endorsements and things like that, right? But he is definitely undergone an image change. There's no doubt about it.